Alright, so we're going to start this comparison off with the Legacy. We're going to go ahead and stand about 20, and we're going to look at about 10 and see if this is something that can, like I mentioned in my previous video, be played up the 10 board on a fresh house shot. So that looked good. I mean, right in the right part of the lane. Wasn't too jumpy off the back. So let's go ahead and throw the Jackal Ghost on that same-ish line. Might be a little bit sharper on the back, so it might be a little too direct for this ball on the fresh. Once again, standing on about 20, looking about 10. So once again, house shot makes bowling balls look very similar, especially on the fresh. So it looks as though you could play either one of those balls on that line to start off with. So let's go with the Pride. Same shot. And there you go, once again. So starting off on this fresh house shot, you could play either of these three balls up the 10 board. Let's take a look and see what happens when we move a little left now. So we're going to get into that about 24-ish with my feet, about 13 at the arrows. That'll look good from there too. So there it goes to show you, you got a little miss room. So if you were to tug this ball to the inside playing up the 10 board, it's still going to come around. All right, now we'll try the Jackal Ghost on the same line. And from what I've seen, it should be good from here. There you go. So once again, 2 shots, different area, same result on a fresh house shot. All right, let's just go ahead and throw the Pride on the same line. Ball on the fresh didn't have enough to come around on the back end. It didn't read early enough, and certainly didn't have enough to come around the back from that far left on the fresh. So right there, that tells you that the Pride, if you wanted to start off on the fresh, going up the 10 board, it's a good look. If you wanted to start more in the track area, once again, you may have to slow the ball down. As I've talked about before, this is not something that I really like to do. So for me, I would just go ahead and throw the Legacy or the Ghost up the 10 board. And you could throw the Pride there also. And then as the lane starts transitioning a little bit, maybe go ahead and bump it a little bit left, because the heads will dry up in the mid lane. But I think with the Pride, as you get that carry down on the back end, if you open up your angles, I don't think it's going to have enough to come around the corner, where then you would just go ahead and take out the Empire. because the Empire is going to be a little bit longer, but a little bit more on the back end. So let's go ahead and go back to the Legacy, move a little more left, and see if on this fresh house shot it can still come around. So we're looking around 30 with the feet, about 18, 17 with the arrows. All right, so even on the fresh, that's a little deep for that ball. So let's go ahead and throw the Ghost, which is going to get us a little cleaner through the mids, a little more responsive on the back end. So once again, we'll stand around 30. We'll look around 17, 18 at the arrows. So on the fresh, these probably not great for being this far left on this fresh house shot. Once again, if I was to sit here and slow my ball speed down or try to get around the side of the ball a little more so it has a little more response on the back end, of course I could probably get to the pocket, but can I consistently repeat that? That's the question. So once again, let's go back to the Legacy, and we'll get around that 11-12 area at the arrows, about 23 with my feet. So you could play there all day with this ball, or even go directly straight up the 10 board. Now, then again, if you leak it a little right, it might over respond, so let's give that a shot. Let's just go ahead and go back to 20 with our feet. I'm going to look around 10, but I'm going to try and get it out a little bit quicker to the dry. Yeah, so see there? It's definitely going to be reactive off of the dry boards out there. So right there, that may not be the ball you want to throw up the 10 board, just for the fact that you are going to have enough if you miss left, but if you miss right, it's not going to blend that friction out as well. And I'm thinking the Pride might. So it's going to be a little bit weaker core, so it might blend that miss to the right out a little bit better and not leave something unmakeable. So let's give that a shot. We're going to stand around 20. I'm going to look around 10, but I'm going to try and leak it again out to the right. Yeah, see, that blended it a little bit better. So not as responsive off the friction as that Legacy. So right there, if I was bowling on this shot right now for score, and I wanted to play up that 10 board, that's what I would be throwing. I'd probably be throwing the Pride. And this is the thing that you need to do in practice. Don't just sit there and keep trying to hit the pocket. Once you hit the pocket, you know where your shot's at. Miss one left on your next shot. See if it still gets around the corner. And then miss one to the right to see if it over-responds. Because in this way, you give your largest margin for error. And as we know, we all could use that. You don't want to have to be precise. All right, so one more time, we're going to go ahead and throw this Pride. Leak it out a little bit. That one wasn't leaked out as much, but you can see right there how it blended that dry. So like I said, on this shot right now, if I wanted to play the 10 board, I would be throwing the Pride, whereas where I normally like to play right around that track area, 13, 14, I probably would be starting off with the Legacy. There you go. Once again, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and leave a comment if you want to leave a comment. We could go ahead and discuss anything off of this video or previous videos or future videos. But until then, we'll catch you on the lanes. See ya.